and Richard Prince. So
Our Prince. Wait. What were you writing about Our Prince?
it was a chapter on appropriation in the class. It was essentially like what there was like Damien Hirst, Barbara Kruger, a few others, and you had to choose one of them to sort of break down like their critique or how they address appropriation.
Obviously, you chose Rich.
Obviously, I chose the boy, big body Rich.
I feel like he fucks. Like I think the draw to him sometimes is like those nude pictures of his girlfriends. Like he gives me that masculine, toxic, like, you know what I mean?
Dude's gotta be one of the uglier dudes, though.
Hideous.
I was looking at him. I almost forgot like what he looked like, but irregardless,
he's got grit though.
Yeah, he's got the grit. He's got the gold star. But yeah, I had this one article in my bookmarks for a minute on this website called Above the Law, funny enough, talking about his new portrait exhibition, which was the one where he blew up the Instagram photos and added his own caption under like a faux Instagram like pseudonym, moniker, whatever. Like it was like Art Richard Prince 1234, and he essentially just like added a comment or two to it. And what my paper was about essentially was like how he addressed it. And the article pretty much breaks it down, but he points to like him not altering the image as like the essence of the exhibition, in that it being an ode to social media and other things that have to do with like it affecting like the market for the people that he was appropriating. Like it gets into the legal sort of fair use terms, but it was essentially him saying that. And then what was I gonna say?
What was that website called?
Yeah, Above the Law.
It has like the Instagram stuff.
Yeah, if you typed in, well, if you want to just type in Richard Prince new portrait, you can just see the images. Like I don't think there's any images really on the site, but
the appropriation artist.
Yeah, so I feel like I'm missing one thing that I had written down, but they get into how like the constant lawsuits and the escapades of like Blank versus Prince, and that sort of like stamp of, in a way, like art history, but also I feel it's almost like a cycle of publicity that he feeds into, to where whether or not he wins the case is irrelevant to his aspirations behind it. Like he gets that thrill or rush from the chase, like from him constantly towing that line and pushing the boundary. But I always like, there was something about this particular exhibit. I mean, we spoke on the sort of muscle car, cowboy, Marlboro Man. Like there's other exhibits that I am fond of, but as a more contemporary one that happened in the last 2 years, I always look at this one as like just what sort of Richard Prince is, in 2020 or 2018, whatever. But
he tweeted, really fascinated by the hate. At first thought it was all a joke, but now realize you peeps are fucking serious. Not sure I'd be all in if it was love or heart. Not sure I'd be all in.
Okay, so this is like 2015. Either way, like post 2010, like this is like the one Richard Prince, or the Richard Prince piece that sticks out the most. But it also sticks out to me as I guess, I don't know, maybe not important, but as like interesting, is that Suicide Girls, who was like one of like the accounts who he appropriated, they essentially like reappropriate his appropriation by adding their own comment under his faux comments and then selling it for like a fraction of the price to the public, and him even commenting that was like a smart move and whatnot. Like I thought that was a like sort of a response, like, how poetic to appropriate
almost
the master.
like they get it. like they get like the philosophy, like and also his response is like it's almost like, oh, you're part of like the art, you're part of like what I'm doing here, and like ups to you for leveraging the situation, making money off this, you know.
I mean, like I understand to many people this is maybe, and you know, there's many people who already have a disdain or a, you know, lack of maybe moral trust or liking towards artists like him and Jeff Koons and other artists who appropriate and they can't wrap their heads around it or they don't want to. And I can understand how this particular new portrait exhibition would even more so make people feel that way, because it's something that's, you know, we're currently living in. It's a thing that you can see on a screen that he blows up, and it's just, you know, these people's whatever, a fraction, a fragment of their lives, and people probably view that as just as you know,
Easy.
as audacious and easy and stupid, honestly, as it gets. Like that's how I'm sure how some people view it.
Yeah.
But I love the idea that Emily Ratajkowski has
See, there's something to that.
her own portrait blown up in her house from the exhibition. Like
That's something to that. There's something so fucking cool about that. And I don't know how to pinpoint or punctuate what it is about having Emrata just with Richard Prince, and almost like, again, like her being a part of like this kind of social commentary on the current times of, you know, social media, or what. I'm just like kind of just rambling on what I think it might be about, but you know what I mean? Like it's like there's something to him and Hot Women that, whatever that may be, like it just like it adds that, because like you like Richard Prince because I think people like Richard Prince is, one, there's that familiarity with like American symbols that I think everyone resonates with, but maybe unconsciously they don't know why they like something. But I think it is that kind of the familiarity between things of like American symbols. And it's also his persona that he's created over the years of being this kind of bad boy, you know, again, like anti-hero, like this person doesn't give a fuck, but has all the hot women, and he's kind of ugly, but he's an artist. You know what I mean? There's so many different layers to, I think, what intrigues people about Richard Prince, to where, you know, like he just created this like ultimate artist persona, to where I think like he can really, not say do no wrong, but he can always get a reaction, or, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and the, like what you're saying, like the Suicide Girls and Emily Ratajkowski, they sort of add to the performance art of it all. Like,
Yeah,
it already is to some degree, I believe, in his head. Like I was saying, there's just the cycle of cease and desist. But then when the people who he's physically dragging into his world of appropriation, once they partake in it, it adds to it even more so, and almost validifies it. But there was one thing I was gonna touch on after you. Oh, when you were speaking about like Richard Prince and hot women, like in a way,
like look at it. I mean, he has like the girlfriend shit with all like a lot of them just don't have clothes on.
in a way, if you look at the iconography and the symbolism that he uses with there, like the woman sitting on the Harley Davidson, the motorcycle, or the muscle car exhibit, or the cowboys on the horses, like it's sort of twofold. Like it's the duality of sex. It's the man and the woman. It's like the masculine man and the, you know, sexy woman. Like it's both combined. Like the American man, the American woman.
Yeah, and that's what I think I mean by like the familiarity of like his work, and like
It's
put
both
into a
sides.
context of art. You know what I mean? Like it gives it a new layer. You know, or it makes you observe it in through a different lens. You know what I mean? Like it makes me look at the art, or makes me look at something that I've probably seen before in real life, or just seen in old pictures, but it makes me look at it different. And I think this art just does that in general, where it kind of narrows the lens to where you're looking at it in a different context.
Jeez. I mean, like, if I had the bread,
a lot of Richard Prince.
Would I cost specifically one of these Instagram portraits? Maybe not,
No,
But I
definitely
would
Cowboys.
definitely cop one if it was of me. So that's
Oh.
that's the thing. It's like, maybe if would I want a photo of Kate Moss that he blew up? Perhaps not, but if it was, if I had some sort of recognition and he used me, like, what, I don't even think I'd be offended. I feel like I'd be pleased to spend the bones if I had them. So
Dude, like the carpets that I sent you, like
yeah,
like
the collegiate,
you tell
like,
me you wouldn't have that on the fucking wall,
oh, for sure. I mean,
or even
what we're
these, like
talking,
these ones too.
for reference, these images are on Henzel, HENZEL_studio. Some pretty cool Richard Prince art that I hadn't seen before.
These ones are like, I mean, like it's like aesthetically, like I get it, and I know that just means whatever to anyone hearing that, but
That could be Basquiat vibes. I'm not even sure what that is. It says
it's almost like domino, like I don't know, the color palette is like very him. I just
just love the
associate
fact that
certain things.
there's rugs. Like, he's just pumping out rugs.
Yeah, no, like those are fucking sick.
Richard Prince meets Princess Diana.
Because like when I was watching American Psycho, I noticed a Richard Prince in the background. There's one right on the fucking wall.
There was a Kastabi in the book that who's the author of American Psycho? That's in my mind, but he put a Kastabi in the apartment in the novel, which is pretty cool. Shout out Marcus Kastabi.
Shout out to the Kastabi I'm looking at right now. Two dudes making out on the couch. Dude, you know what? You gotta go see and then like report back on is the Mocha Helmet Lang. Because you have the opportunity, I don't.
Most def. I'll probably take a trip in probably like sometime in like mid-August, because I think it's there until like September, October. I think it's October, maybe September, but yeah, I'm super geeked. I copped one of the books from the exhibition with the Helmet Lang Siggy.
Hey,
and
that's fucking sick. I didn't know. I knew they had merch, but I didn't know they had like cool shit. Ephemera.
Ephemera. It came with a pretty cool double-sided poster. Not too big, but nice size.
The one you sent me a picture of Helmet Lang. This one. This is just, oh my god. Everything about this image here is just fucking incredible.
That reminds me very much of the Potter.
Right?
Speaking of posters, talk about the posters that you just got in the mail.
Okay, so we got the Pomegranate Press, Peter de Potter, yeah, like these posters, and I forget exactly what it says. I can actually pull them up on Pomegranate Press, but just so sick. And again, like it has like those like symbols, and I'm telling you, like there's something about the way they do graphic designs where they kind of like they like like how we know we like something because it has like a certain thing on it. Like it has like the stars, but the stars symbolize something else, and like there's like again that familiarity with the stars or like certain colors.
It's like a recontextualization.
Yeah. So it's here it is. Leave it to luck, leave it alone. And yeah, there's something about like there's something political about it. There's something sexual about it. There's like a masculinity, like being like, you know what I mean, with the kissing of the muscle and the pushing the muscle up.
I mean, Peter Potter is first, like, always sort of tapping into the youthful sort of exuberance and coming of age narrative or tale of a boy in fucking
who knows where,
in Belgium or wherever,
just floating around Europe.
He's at, just floating. But I love him. Trying to convince the boy to send me a copy of one, but
me?
He's being binge.
I still got your Savile book that it's actually mine now. It's become a great fixture in my room.
Yeah, you made Savile the centerpiece.
Honestly, it really is. I had my chrome helmet and then Peter Savile graphics. And honestly, I got all my replica candles and fucking parfums
I mean, you're lucky that I have never was able to have an attachment towards it because I ordered from some
Yeah, you don't know how good it is.
random German publisher like right before quarantine went into place, and I thought for sure it was never coming. I did not think it was making it across the border to the U.S. of A, but it made it just in time for your move, and you were able to rub it in.
Molly Goddard meets Martha Stewart.
Double M's.
I'm talented. Fucking dude, I'm writing an essay right now. I'm backtracking on essay. It is probably the worst piece of literature ever conceived and sent into Turnitin.com. It is garbage. It's garbage.
I haven't pubbed through an online class assignments as fast as I did tonight. It was weighing on me like 800-pound kettlebells. Like I didn't want it on my conscious while I.
It's always there, dude. It's always
transition
tomorrow,
into this.
Bro, you got another one. You got another one tomorrow.
Online?
Yeah, another week.
Oh, just well, the weeks don't stop. The days don't stop. Time is of the essence. Time flies. Time flies.
Right. How many weeks are left? Like 2 weeks?
No. 2 weeks, yeah. Like, because it's doubled up.
Oh my God, get this shit over with, man.
Yeah, every like 4 weeks, I just, skip out on an assignment.
Dude, she commented on my essay. Literally, one of her comments is this. Ready? What does this even mean? She commented that on my essay. She's like, what does this even mean? Mind you, I wrote an essay on over-medicalizing anxiety pills, which is such a horrible topic to write about in 2 hours because of how specific that is. And she's like, Tom, what does this even mean? And I read it, and she's right. It means nothing. There's no connection.
Hey, what are you doing?
I don't give a fuck right now, dude. Like this essay thing is just too much. I can't write like five-page essays in hours. Like I got hours to do these things. I get home and I'm just like, fuck, I gotta do a fucking 5-page essay. You fucking me? But anyway, today at the Maison, we got into. You ever heard of the Zoot Suit riots?
Yes, learn about that. Honestly, I may have learned about that in my tattoo history class as well, because they were just going through different subgroups and whatnot over the years, and I've heard it. Yeah, is that what you? That's what you were.
Well, this is what biggest.
What about the Maison reminded you of the Zoot Suit?
Well, this is like a huge inspiration for the denim line and the trouser line. So, like, obviously, the Zoot Suit riots were like the American kind of subculture, like Spanish, mostly like Spanish people for the most part. But it was like coming out of it was not. Yeah, it was out of LA, but it was like the style itself was coming out of like this kind of Harlem Renaissance, where it's like a lot of dance halls and like just like a really cool movement of like musicians, jazz musicians, like just
voguing,
and like gangsters that kind of appropriated the look, which ultimately led to like police hating anyone that wore the look. And really what it was is it was during the time of like World War II. So like obviously like the rationing of the fabrics, and these kids were getting these tailors to make this like over fabricated garments. So they just looked like they were indulging in like so much garment, like so much fabric, because their suits were so big and like baggy. So sick though. So like the police came in and they hated these kids, and so pretty much what I was getting at is one of our denim has these slits behind it, or slits through it. And it was based on an image of a kid who got beat up by police, and they destroyed their zoot suits. And these police officers would walk around with pieces of these gangsters and musicians and whoever zoot suits in their hand like trophies. Like, cause like
it's like a head. It's like a metaphorical head.
Let me see. I think it's on the History Channel. I think it was right here. It was so interesting because it's almost like it's so perfect for Margiela, because Margiela is such a candid on beauty. or in a kind of like in this kind of like like a continuation of that Candid, of literally like right here. I think this is it. It's like these gangsters are these kind of like Latino kids. See how it has like ripped down like the middle seam here? Oh fuck.
Yeah, I've seen these images.
Yeah, like that's I don't know. I was like super into it for a minute.
What was it? What did it say? A badge of diplomacy? Is that what it said?
Did it say that?
Scroll down.
Sorry, this thing's like super like ads on it and whatnot. A badge of. Where do you see that?
It was like below the images. Like not that small writing. It was like it was a headline.
Oh, I don't know.
Close out.
The American civilian suit. So sick. Like I was just thinking about like
a badge of delinquency.
Delinquency. Yeah. So like everyone that wore these suits were like literally just like just attacked or just like looked down upon. But it was
leader
so
of the delinquents.
It was so cool because like Galliano pulls like these like really like subgroups like pockets like of time. Or like American like subcultures or like Parisian subcultures of gangsters, and I'm definitely not over the Lepage stuff because I still think it's super fucking sick. How like that? Did I mention this before?
What was that last thing you said?
Lepage and like the Parisian gangsters.
No.
Okay, so in the film, well, like one of his big references was like the Lepage, which is like this kind of aggressive like dance. But like these gangsters, like Parisian gangsters, which I thought was interesting because like, you don't really think of Parisian when you think of gangster. At least I don't. And they like, elite women, like very rich women, would pay these gangsters $100 or so to meet them and to dance with them. They were like so like these like exclusive gangsters that wore like these crazy, like they're super stylish people, and they were known for this dance. And the elite women would like leave whoever, not leave them actually, but like leave and go meet with these gangsters just so they could dance with them. And they would pay them money to dance with them. And like these sick gangsters who would just take these elite women and just like show them like their dance. And I was like, what the fuck? That's the coolest fucking story I ever heard. Like I think that makes me want to buy the clothes. Like those stories.
Yeah, they're really pimping.
Yeah, these are the boys. Hey, imagine just having a fatty suit like that.
Yeah, that was.
What? You want to call this one?
Yeah, I think it's good.
Yeah, me too. I wonder how long that was.
I didn't have anything else on my mind, so yeah, I might as well say where we start talking.
Are you done with your online?
Oh yeah. I finesse. I'm sorry, tonight, brother.
Oh my god, I got 3 hours to re-edit my fucking essay, which is just garbage. So it's pretty much writing it over.
Talk to me for like 5 minutes and then get off.
Okay, word. Yeah, I'm not too worried. I've already got through like 2 pages of it.
I'm dead ass, dude. I think I did like, I mean, some of the short form assignments were really easy, but I did both those classes in like 2 hours.
It's crazy what you could do.
Crazy what you can do. I was like, I'm not thinking about this when this pod is done. Like I'm chilling, because it's already later here. Like if I have to stay up till 12, I stay up till 3, which is like, I did not feel like doing it tonight. So.
No, yeah, because like you have to stay. Like I mean, like if you really want to push it to the last second, like you have to stay up to like 3, or like you can stay until 3.
Yeah. But because we already stacked up some episodes before posting. Is it cool if we don't do